So, I was watching Lethal Weapon, the Blu-ray, and I was watching the extras and the documentaries on it. And if you haven't heard of Lethal Weapon, where have you been? Okay, it's the films that shot Mel Gibson to stardom, right? It was 80s buddy cop action thing. They helped start the trend of buddy cop movies and stuff like that. But this was a time in the 80s when Warner Brothers, yes, Warner Brothers was behind it. They flung money to these films. They flung money to the directors, and they took risks and they took gambles, and they let the directors go with it. Do you know what I mean? They really had that stand where they gave the money to the director, whatever, the producer, whatever, and they were left alone. It was a different time. They were taking risks. You know, the writer of the Lethal Weapon movie grew up watching the Dirty Harry movies and wanted this sort of thing. And they did edits. What I mean by it, they didn't edits. It's they had the character that was played by Mel Gibson, quite a darker sort of hang, and they were going to end it by him leaving, and that would have been the end of that movie, you know. And in the second one they were going to plan to kill him off and stuff like that, and then before the film ended, the director thought, no, that's out of character, we'll just leave it in. And it spawned about 4 movies, and they made a lot of money, you know, so much so that the actors and actresses involved were given Land Rovers, Range Rovers, or whatever that is, right? Big massive cars. They get the keys on there, and the director made millions. I think he was one of the first directors in America to get that sort of money for that franchise. And when I was watching it, I'm thinking, and it shows you the people in charge of Warner Brothers during the 80s. And you've got to remember, this was at a time where there was, you know, right now it seems, you know, oh, it's another cop movie, another this, but this was a time before CGI, and they were doing stunts. I mean, some shots you can probably see the stuntman, but at least you were watching the films, and you were seeing stuntmen take risks. You've seen explosions and things. Yes, you saw it in the Christopher Nolan movie and flipping the truck, but those films were rare, very rare, and they were expensive to do, and they were risky and everything else. But Warner Brothers had faith, and they threw it at them. So you wonder, where are these people now in charge of Warner Brothers? You know? And that sort of ties in to this, to what I want to talk about just now. Is there's a rumour said that Jason Momoa put out. I mean, I don't believe it. I don't believe anything these days, you know. But then again, if it's true, then it makes sense for him to say it. And what is he saying? He's saying, you know, they're already sort of thinking about Aquaman 2. Now that to me shows, you know, and I think maybe in this day and age where sequels, go back to Lethal Weapon 2 was actually better than the first, some people say, and it's very, very rare to do that and make a sequel that is better than the first. And that was during a time when they weren't all, you know, the sequels were only just starting. Now it's a given. Okay, now it's a given. You know, you had Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, 3, and 4, so Weapon and stuff. But so that was the start of the, you know, the action hero fun family movies, because it started off 18 and it dwindled down. Right, I'm drifting off the subject again. I'm just going to show you that Warner Brothers during the 80s was definitely at its prime. So back to Aquaman. So Jason Momoa says, yeah, they're thinking of making one. And to be honest, it's not that far-fetched, because I bet you Patty Jenkins thought of making Wonder Woman 2. as she finished wrapping up, because the ideas must be flowing out. Okay, we've introduced the character to the world, and now let's do more with that character, right? But without even to see how well the film does, at least the idea and the script and everything else is in place. That's how Patty Jenkins got started in Wonder Woman so quickly, because the idea had already been done. So with Aquaman, if James Wan or Jason Momoa has already started, then of course it'll be easily to get it underway, because James Wan, the director of the first one, will have a direction he wants to do. It's same as the Batman trilogy that has been talked about. And then of course Zack Snyder, his theory on the 7 story arc. Directors probably have an arc in their head of the character they want to do. When you look at Lethal Weapon, back to Lethal Weapon again, but it's the whole life story of these two characters. It wasn't just Lethal Weapon 2, let's give them a 2 different story. No, it's you see the kids in the Lethal Weapon grow up and become families, and they all bond together. It's a whole happy team. Even behind the film sets, it was a happy team. People talk about the Justice League. Working with Zack Snyder, and how it's a happy place on set with him in charge. Not as much as Joss Whedon out here. Bryan Singer, who I keep forgetting, done Superman. But with Zack Snyder's team and everyone seems relaxed, and it's a family orientated thing. That's why you had Cyborg, when I love Zack Snyder, and Jason Momoa praising him and stuff like that. So that feeds into the film. That sort of good feeling. And then of course Warner Brothers forgets what it was doing in the 80s and letting these happy people make the films. These actors, these actresses make the movies that they believe in, that Ben Affleck believed in, and Henry Cavill believed in. And maybe not as much as Henry Cavill, because he sort of sided with Joss Whedon at one point. But now, here's the same problem again. We have a Wonder Woman 2 coming out. Aquaman's good, then it'll be green light to do a sequel. Then it'll be a Batman trilogy, where maybe somebody else playing Batman. Superman's nowhere to be seen, and again, it puts us down in this sort of area where Aquaman 2, is there waiting in its wings, right, waiting for it, but we're all still feeling the aftermath of the recent news because I came into work today and somebody said, "Oh, I hear Ben Affleck, you're losing your Henry Cavill as Superman." This is the thing. This is the thing. Not everybody, how can we go? People are still trying to come to terms about losing these 2 actors, and of course, and I've seen pictures of Jason Momoa holding his toy, biting off his head, and then putting his own head there. He's excited for his film, and so he should be. He should be excited. I am just gutted for him that all this thing is happening in the background of his film and of James Wan's movie. And some daft idiots are trying to put James Wan's film down because Zack Snyder's not behind of it. Because there's a big black shadow over, by not just by the studios, but by these single-minded fans that we can't sort of look. We can look forward to Aquaman, but there is still that shadow there of, will we see Jason Momoa with Superman and Batman ever again? Will that ever happen? And if so, we may have to get used to the idea of somebody new, somebody new fitting in those shoes and boots. And Warner Brothers has already reported that they've got no plans to go forward with another Superman movie. So that is all hanging over Aquaman, and despite it being planned for an Aquaman 2, we're still hanging back. Warner Bros. Just doesn't realise, right, that people are still wanting to either find out about the Snyder Cut or find out about the Batman and Superman, and that's what they need to do. I just wish that the Warner Brothers today were the Warner Brothers of the 1980s. Or maybe they're stuck in the 1980s and don't realise the impact of the internet, YouTubers and Facebook is having on their movies. We're no longer in the 80s, Warner Brothers. You no longer have the credibility that maybe at one point you did when you let directors have a say, and you let them go, and you just gave them money and go, and you had faith and whatnot, you stood back. But now Warner Brothers is just, they're lost, and I hope one day they'll find the magic which once made them great those years ago. So let me know what you think about the upcoming Aquaman movie and the state of Warner Bros. Let me know if you enjoyed Lethal Weapon, or if you haven't seen it, please check it out. Get it on Blu-ray, check out the extras, check out the documentaries. Because Warner Brothers can make great movies. It has been proven they can make great movies. But right now they just are not good at coming out and talking to their, the fans, talking to the people who pay the ticket price to go in and see a Warner Brothers film. Let's get excited. Let's get excited the way we used to get excited when we've seen 20th Century Fox come onto the screen just before Star Wars: A New Hope. Let's get excited when we start seeing Paramount and Indiana Jones fade. We want to get excited when we see a Warner Brothers logo. Make it happen. Look back at your past, Warner Brothers, and how good you were, and where have you went wrong. What do you think they went wrong? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you.